So here we are, training session, and we're working the basic technique, leading in with a low inside thigh kick into a low feed clinch, 50-50 clinch, and then transitioning to an armbar. He turns his thumb down, end up in bolt lock clinch, and uncontested ankle pick position. And then he starts resisting and turns into a roll. Dr. Tom Naro is famous for this. He just starts resisting everything after we work the technique for a while. Take him down with a valley drop, as you've seen. And now I apply a spine lock to him, turning his head totally to his right, which makes him sit down. And I go to put the pegs in, and he resists that well. He counters that well by balling up. Now we're in the north-south. From this north-south, I'm just going to use relaxed heaviness to cook him a little bit. I also decide to bait him into a crucifix position by bringing my knees forward, motivating him to grab my thigh, whether it be my right or left leg, doesn't matter. As soon as he does it, I can sit through, and it'll turn into a spine lock crucifix. But he does well. He must have knew it was coming. So he resists it well. He doesn't really set himself up for it. He grabs my thigh and then retracts that arm. He does that continuously. When I baited him and he grabbed my thigh at one time, I started to turn him over onto his back, but he put a kickstand out with his right leg, which stopped me turning him over. So then, you'll see I had to go somewhere else. Again, I try to work from bad positions instead of just like finishing immediately. Just try to, work from bad positions, and you'll see he puts, there it goes, try to turn him. He kickstands out. It doesn't really work too well. Bring my thighs forward to him. Right there, that would be a nice sit out. I'd have that arm locked. It'd be good. But again, he counters well by retracting his arms, and I bring my legs forward, and he ends up dumping me into a side control position, which is not a problem. That's what I expected to happen. Because I know I can jailbreak out of that side control position, so you'll see that happens. Tom does pretty good. He's trained with me for a while, and the lessons I've taught him, he applies well. I always tell my guys, just because you learned how to write sitting at a desk doesn't mean you have to sit at a desk every time you want to write something. Same applies. Karate, you learn your karate predominantly standing up. Doesn't mean it only applies there. And he applies the lessons that he's learned about his karate jutsu real well, no matter where he is. As you see, he's doing good. So right here, he's in side control. He's trying to work my arm. I'm resisting those things. He's transitioned to a pillow scarf hold. He has a lot of pressure on my chest right now. So as you see, I turn my back to him right there. Takes the pressure off my chest. Now I can just wait, That's a nice counter to a pillow scarf hold right there that allows you to breathe. There was a lot of pressure on my chest before then, which makes him switch to a side control again. And this right here is where we go into the flow. I can jailbreak with the flow out of this position. My right arm, as you see, it's up right there. He's underneath my tricep. I bring my elbow back down into his hip in order to create an angle, like a 45-degree angle where I have access to his right leg, his right ankle. So I'm keeping him off my chest with the angle that I am. Here we go. I put the frame in, and there I go. Ankle pick, butterfly, and there we go. Nice sweep right here. And then lay down, Superman out, and here we are. Now, his action tells me what to do next right here. He tries to hook that foot, which puts me in a floating holding position. That's what we call it in judo. This same position in karate is called a knee ride, and jiu-jitsu, they call it knee on belly. You know, I got the tentacle on his ankle right there, and then I push his arm forward to go into a gator crush. But he counters that pretty well. Try to get under his head. He blocks me from getting under his head. Hand fighting there, but puts me in a position where I can now mount him and then skydive and just affect his breathing. As you see, there we go, skydive. He taps from that. He's just so fatigued. So it was a nice session. Just moving around. And in the Underground Alliance Martial Science Research Association, right? We don't really accept taps, and I'm just like, we're just gonna work. But he was just so fatigued, I didn't want him,
Look at my breathing.
Thinking I'm trying to be malicious, so I just stopped and talked to him about his breathing right there. As you see, I'm breathing calm, and he's just totally winded. Relaxed heaviness is what we want. Thanks, guys.